Life insurance isn't complicated, it's just badly explained. Here's the simple difference between term insurance, IUL insurance, whole life insurance, and final expense insurance. Term insurance is for a specific term. Your coverage can be for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and some companies 35 years. Low cost, high coverage. Best for income protection while working. Whole life is permanent. It lasts your entire life and builds cash value. Extremely high cost. IUL is also a cash value policy, but more flexible. It builds cash value linked to the market with downside protection. Final expense insurance is a small whole life coverage for funeral and medical bills. It's financial cleanup, not wealth building. My family, we have term insurance. It's perfect for our financial goals. Most people aren't confused about life insurance, right? They're not confused about life insurance. They're overwhelmed by bad explanations, right? You got term, whole life, IUL, and final expense. They're not competing products, right? They're different tools for different financial goals. So in this video, I break them down simply and I break them down logically. See, clarity beats complexity every time. So before we talk about types, understand the purpose, right? Life insurance does two things. Number one, it replaces income if somebody dies, right? Number two, it covers financial obligations that are left behind. See, every policy is simply a different tool to solve one of those two problems. So the first one I'm going to talk about is term life insurance. All right. Term life insurance is the simplest form of life insurance. Right? Simplest form of life insurance. You rent coverage for a specific period of time. All right. Usually it can be, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or even 35 years with some companies. If you pass away during that term, your family gets the benefit, right? If you outlive the term, the policy expires. So when you think about term, think of term like renting an apartment, okay? It's low cost, high coverage, and it's temporary for that term. So term insurance is best for income replacement while you're in your working years, right? While your working years are the highest. So for example, me and my family, right now, I have young kids. I have a 35-year term insurance policy with an option to renew after 35 years with no additional medical exam after those 35 years. The next one is whole life insurance. Whole life insurance can have many different names. Some people call it permanent life. Some people call it, companies call it permanent life. Some companies call it guaranteed life insurance. Whole life insurance lasts for your entire life. All right, it never expires as long as the premiums are paid. It also builds cash value over time. So when you think of whole life, think of whole life like buying a home instead of renting. All right, it's permanent, right? But it's more expensive than term insurance. More expensive than term insurance. With whole life insurance, when you pass away, your beneficiary has the option of either to receive your cash value or to receive the face amount, not both. So they have an option. Do they want the cash value or do they want the face amount of life insurance coverage? But they cannot receive both, okay, upon the policy's owner's death, right? Can't receive both. The next type of policy is the index universal life insurance, better known as IUL. Now this policy is getting a little bit more, popular. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's something that's becoming popular now. IUL is a permanent insurance like whole life, but it's just a little bit more flexible. It also lasts for life, but its cash value is linked to market indexes. It has growth potential. It has downside protection and more flexibility in whole life. But when you think of IUL, like a hybrid between insurance and long-term financial planning, right? IUL is best for people who want lifetime coverage and tax advantage growth, right? That's what it's for. Some people choose an IUL policy for financial planning. However, I believe, this is not sales, but I believe it's better just to go term insurance and get a mutual fund for the financial planning aspect, preferably a Roth IRA, right? That's just what I believe, right? And lastly is the final expense insurance. Final expense is a type of whole life insurance, right? It's designed specifically for end of life cost, right? End of life cost. They're smaller policies, usually between $5,000 and $25,000, right? Final expenses. They're used to cover funeral, medical bills, and small debts. So when you think of it like a financial cleanup, right? And that's best for seniors or families who want to avoid burdening their loved ones, right? Couldn't get that word out, but being a burden on their loved ones. So thank you guys for watching.